everybody on Wilson Auto Detailing Community YouTube channel / well, actually, that's it. What is going on? I am on location right now at a customer's house detailing a two-door Mustang. I see this car about every 8 months, like once a year, basically. And I am waxing it right now. And, I don't want to step on that hose. And waxing it right now, doing a bunch of stuff, detailing interior exterior. I'm kind of finishing up more or less, but I wanted to go live because number one, I haven't been live on location in a while. And number two, I get questions all the time about detailing in the sun and people who are mobile detailers wondering about, let me try to fix this. Hold on one second. All right, there we go. Detailing in the sun and people wondering, it is probably about 68 degrees. Sean, what's up? And I am totally detailing in the sun. I'm waxing in the sun. I washed it in the sun. I did the whole interior in the sun. And so now I'm finishing in the sun. And so let me explain to you guys the questions I get and the solutions I have for you as far as detailing in the sun is concerned. High Def Detail says we can hear. Perfect. So how did I clean this car and get the debris and the dust off and the dirt before I started waxing in the sun? Well, there's basically two ways you can do it. Number one, the first way is going to be actually washing the car the traditional way. But let me explain why I don't do that and why I don't think you should if you're detailing in the sun. Mitch Walker, what's up? So the reason why I don't do traditional washing in the sun is because number one, when you're dealing with red paint like this, and it's darker, if you wash it in the sun, number one, you have to worry like crazy about water spots. And I don't like to have to spend my time, sorry, I'm adjusting the camera as I'm doing this. I don't like to have to spend my time worried about water spots when I'm detailing. So if you do it the traditional way, the way most detailers do it in the sun, is rather than soaping up the whole car and watering down the whole car, and then when you get done drying off the whole car, if you're in the sun, you have to do it in steps. So for example, I would have to rinse this side, wash this side, and then dry this side. Then go to the next panel, rinse, wash, dry. Why is that a pain in the butt to do? Well, because trying to keep this panel dry when I'm using the hose on that panel and the wind is blowing and it's blowing the water back over here and I just washed and dried it, now I have to go dry it again. That's not what I want to do. Ralda Auto Detailing. Hola, amigo, ¿cómo estás? Estoy muy bien, pero un poco calor ahorita pero el tiempo es increíble ahorita. Entonces, ¿cómo está usted, señor? Well, I have to give my Spanish friends a shout out. So that's why I don't wash a car in the traditional way when I'm detailing in the sun. What did I do with this car, you might ask? With this car, I used my trusty and handy Optimum No Rinse. So how did I use Optimum No Rinse to wash this car? Well, number one, I used one capful and I put it in a bucket. Number two, I filled the rest of the bucket about 3/4 of the way full with distilled water that I buy from Kroger for about 89 cents per gallon. So technically, I washed this car for less than 89 cents. Good profit margins? I think yes. So, Pristine Clean Limited thinks you're awesome, man. Totally agree with what you're saying. Dude, amazing. I'm glad it works for you in your world too. So I used Optimum No Rinse. And what I did is I went panel by panel, just like I would if I was doing the traditional way. I went panel by panel, washed, dried, washed, dried, washed, dried, washed, dried, all that stuff. Daniel says, what's up, Luke, from rainy California, Northern California. I love Northern California. I actually went there with my soon-to-be fiance like 3 years ago. Okay, anyways. So I used Optimum No Rinse. I did it all in the sun. Here's the amazing thing about Optimum No Rinse and doing it in the sun. You guys are going to get a leg shot. The amazing thing about Optimum No Rinse in the sun is that because you're using distilled water, even if you leave some water spots, those water spots come up very easily because there are no minerals in those water spots. So for those of you who don't know what I mean by that, I'm gonna have to give you guys a different angle because it's just too revealing. So water spots are a huge issue because they have minerals in them, and the minerals are what actually leaves the spot of water on the paint. And the reason they're such a pain is because number one, if they're left there for a long time, they take like years to get off. And what I mean is you have to polish it and sometimes even wet sand it away. But the great thing about using distilled water, Ashley says, brill advice. So the great thing about using distilled water is even if I leave traces of water and a little bit of water spots, I actually can get them up with nothing more than just a little bit of wax because there's no minerals in that water spot. It's just straight up dried water. Got to check this text message real fast, guys. Let's see here. Okay. Sorry. That's the lady. Priorities, you know what I'm saying? Okay, Alberto Cuadro says, hey, Luke, what's up, man? Greetings from Cartagena, Colombia. I knew you were in Colombia and I couldn't say hello, but that's awesome because I got actually a coffee mug from Cartagena. Cartagena is apparently where the beach is. Cartagena tiene la playa, no? And so anyways, guys, that's why I love Optimum No Rinse, and that's why I love detailing in the sun, really, is because, yes, you can detail in the shade, but the truth is, if you're a really, really good detailer and you really, really know what you're doing and you're in the sun, you can see all the mistakes you make. Whereas if I'm in the shade, I can't see all the imperfections on the car. So if I'm in the sun, I can literally see every imperfection. I can see every mistake I make, assuming I make one. And I know that I'm not missing anything. And so do I prefer detailing in the sun? Absolutely. But it seems like in the detailing world, there's a huge like stigma almost. They say like, oh, how are you detailing in the sun? Like that product isn't supposed to be used in the sun. You're going to get it dried on the paint. You're going to do this, this, this. And the truth is, it's just not true. I would argue the exact opposite, that detailing in the sun is actually way more beneficial if you have the right products and if you have the right technique, experience, and understanding. Because here's the thing, guys, 90% of the products that say use in the shade, they can be used in the sun. So like every detailing product is gonna say use in the shade because every product is obviously going to be easier to use and easier to kind of apply and take off in the shade on a cool surface. That's a given. But once again, if you can detail in the sun, then you're not missing anything. So anyways, that's kind of my rant for now and why I love products like Meguiar's Synthetic Express Spray Wax. It's why I love Optimum No Rinse, because it allows me to do all these things in the sun and I don't have to worry about anything. And I love that. So now, let's see. Sometimes when I get on these live streams, I get all sidetracked and I don't remember what I have done and haven't done, but actually I do remember. So now I'm going to dress the wheels because I'm finishing up. So anyways, guys, detailing in the sun. Let's see, Carl Kramer says, good job, Luke. I have always struggled with hot sun detailing. Yeah, so let me give you guys a little rundown of some products that I'm using in the sun. Number one, I'm using Optimum No Rinse. And the beautiful thing about Optimum No Rinse is that I only have to use one capful in order to actually get done what I want to get done. So I barely have to use any. It's extremely economical. the product Optimum No Rinse has literally revolutionized, and again, I guess that's my opinion, but like totally revolutionized the detailing world. I can do it in the hot sun. I can wash a car in the winter, in the garage, and once again, I don't even have to have a full gallon of water to wash an entire car. I could wash a whole car with less than a gallon of water. Oh my gosh, David Saucedo. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. David just super chatted me $5. David, thank you so much, man. That support that you guys give to the Wilson Auto Detailing channel means so much more than I can express. David said, yes, sir. God bless. David, thank you so much, man. That means so, so, so much. So, David, if you have any specific questions, definitely let me know, man. I'll answer them as best I can. But I'm going to keep going for now. So, I like these live calls because I can just take you guys with me as I'm detailing and kind of answer your questions. And I don't see all the questions all the time because obviously I'm not staring at the screen all the time, but it at least lets me answer some of your questions while I'm detailing, and I think that's pretty cool. So let's see here. I'm going to use this tire first. So what was I saying? Optimum No Rinse, yeah. Optimum No Rinse totally revolutionized the detailing world, has made my life way easier, and has made mobile detailing, honestly, a whole lot easier. Brian says, if you could detail anyone's car you wanted, who would it be? That's a good question. Honestly, I'm not sure. Probably somebody famous. Brad Pitt. I don't know. I'm just throwing out names. Okay, so anyways, I use Optimum No Rinse when I'm detailing in the sun. What else do I use when I'm detailing in the sun? I use Meguiar's Synthetic Express Spray Wax. Why do I love Meguiar's Synthetic Express Spray Wax? You may ask, and it's a good question. Brian says this grout sponge is awesome. Yeah, for those of you who don't know, I use this turtleback grout sponge to actually dress tires because they're super durable. They last a long time, and they're really good at just like kind of evenly spreading it, and it gets into the cracks and crevices because I have this little lip right here that I can get in between all the really small areas, so I get really detailed with these. So even though it's not a dedicated detailing product, you find that in the detailing world, there are a lot of products that are not necessarily detailing products that end up being very useful in detailing. So that's awesome. But as I was saying, guys, I like Meguiar's Synthetic Express Spray Wax for several different reasons. Number one, because it's so economical and it's such a good product. Oh, Ralda's Auto Detailing just super chatted $4.99. Just super chatted $5. Ralda's, thank you so much for that support, man. That means so much to me. And I know a lot of times maybe it seems like I don't really care that much because I'm like winded and I can't express it to the highest degree. But listen, I really appreciate you guys supporting this channel. Ralda's Auto Detailing, thank you so much, man. It means so, so, so much. Anyways, no, I'll give people shout outs even if they don't send money. I just always make sure that if somebody sends me money, I definitely give them a shout out because that's worthy of a shout out. So, hey. Anyways, guys, I love Meguiar's Synthetic Express Spray Wax because number one, it's economical. Number two, it's an amazing product. So when I say that things are economical, what I mean is they're at a good price and they're a good product. I don't ever buy things just because they're cheap, because I would much rather go expensive and go quality than go cheap and get screwed. So I like Synthetic Express Spray Wax because it is definitely, Walter, ask your question one more time, because it's definitely cheap. And actually, I don't even like the word cheap. I like the word inexpensive. It's inexpensive, it's economical, and it's an amazing product. I can use it in the shade. I can use it in the sun. I can use it on a cloudy day, on a rainy day. Well, actually, technically, you can use Meguiar's Synthetic Express Spray Wax on a rainy day because you can actually wash your car, and before you dry it, you can dry it with Meguiar's Synthetic Express Spray Wax. Like you can actually combine it with water as you dry, and it will not only dry, not the product is not going to dry your car. The towel obviously is drying your car, but as you dry your car with the towel, you can actually combine it with synthetic express spray wax and it will wax your car at the same exact time. So pretty freaking awesome. Apart from that, the main reason why I love Meguiar's Synthetic Express Spray Wax is because I get it in a gallon, I go through so much of it, and I can use it in the sun. And if I can use a product in the sun, that is a product that I want because I am constantly in the sun as a professional mobile detailer. And any product that gives me amazing results with also combined with using it in the sun is awesome. Daniel R says, thanks, bro. I learned a lot from you and your videos. God bless. Daniel just super chatted me $5. Daniel, thank you so much. Thank you. For those of you who don't know, super chat is a way that you can actually send money over YouTube. And I never ask anybody to do that, but people do it sometimes just to express their gratitude, I guess, for me making the videos and taking the time and teaching and things like that. So Daniel, thank you so much. It means so much to me. Vicente just super chatted me. Vicente, thank you so much, man. I'm very, very, very grateful. Very grateful. So Optimum No Rinse is one product that I use. Then Meguiar's Synthetic Express Spray Wax is one product that I use. And Walter Gray says, I'm done asking. Well, just ask later. Don't have a bad attitude. So anyways, one other thing about Meguiar's Synthetic Express Spray Wax is the positive movement said, my favorite white boy. David Saucedo just super chatted me $50. David, thank you so much, man. Hey, David, if you go and email me at wilsonautodetailing3@gmail.com, I'd like to send you a little gift just to express my gratitude to you and say thank you for being so involved in the channel and for actually financially supporting the channel, because that is a big deal to me. So thank you so much, man. I really, really, really appreciate it. Yeah, David, definitely. He said, sounds good. Please get in touch with me on my email because I want to talk to you, okay? So anyways, guys, the other amazing thing that I want to point out about Meguiar's Synthetic Express Spray Wax is that there are a lot of interior dressings that are difficult to use in the sun on the interior of cars. The positive movement says, what do you think about Biotech Industries Wet Tire Shine? I have used it and it's great. I think it's a silicone-based dressing. The other thing about Meguiar's Synthetic Express Spray Wax is that it can be used on the interior when the surfaces on the interior are super hot. And the reason why that's awesome is because, I'll put you guys over here because the sun's over there. The reason why that's awesome is because, I don't want to get this on my phone, because when you're using interior dressings a lot of times and it's super hot outside, it's difficult, honestly, to get them spread evenly. And so what Meguiar's Synthetic Express Spray Wax does is it allows me, I'm just going to hold this actually, is it allows me to protect the interior and dress it to a certain degree. And at the same time, it's a very even spread. So I'm not worried about the appearance of the interior looking ununiform. And that's a really big deal to me because I want to give a level 10 service. So I want to make sure that whether I'm detailing in the sun or in the shade, the results I'm producing are consistent, because that is a big deal. So here's what I'm going to do, guys. I got to let you go because once again, my almost fiance is coming into town and I have to finish this car. No, I'm not wearing sunscreen, but I probably should be. So I'm going to let you guys go. After this live stream gets posted and like permanently like posted on YouTube. It'll be like 10 minutes after I cut it off. If you have any questions and I didn't answer you, then just post it in the comments below this video. Post your question in the comments below the video after it's posted on YouTube, and I'll answer your comment in the next like 24 hours. Okay, guys? So from Luke here at Wilson Auto Detailing, keep working hard, and I'll see you guys in the next video.